This conference will now be recorded.
You're all set, Mayor.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Law, I wish to state that on April the 9th, 2021, the notice of this meeting of the Upper Township Committee was posted on the official Township Bulletin Board, the Upper Township website, and the Town Hall foyer. Mailed to the Cape May County Gazette, the Atlantic City Press, the Ocean City Sentinel Ledger, the Herald Times, and filed with the Township Clerk. Tonight's meeting is being audio recorded up until the closed session portion of this meeting and will be available on the Upper Township website. I hereby direct that this announcement be made a part of the minutes of this meeting. You'll see Barbara's got the flag there. All rise for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag,
of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which
it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Barbara, would you call the roll, please?
Moore,
Here.
Mr. Coggins,
Here.
Corson,
Present.
Ms. Hayes. Here. Mayor Palumbo,
Here.
members are present.
All right. Would someone like to make a motion to approve the minutes from March the 22nd, both regular and closed session?
Motion to approve. Second.
Is there any corrections, deletions, omissions that anyone's aware of?
Nope.
Hearing none. Would you call the roll, please?
Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes.
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo,
Yes.
Harry, is all in favor?
Okay. So let's go around the table a little bit. Scott, I see that you've joined. You happy you made it back.
Yes,
Would
thank you,
you
Mayor.
like to get us started, please?
Absolutely. Good evening, and good evening, committee members. I'll start with my Cape May County Health Department report on COVID-19. As usual, with information that's always needed out there in Cape May County and across New Jersey, Cape May County specifically, relative to COVID-19 and the vaccination shots. Cape May County has continued to offer the website of capemaycountynj.gov for additional information on COVID-19 testing and also on vaccinations. As well, you can go to our Upper Township website, and there are the same links that will get you to the same information. The New Jersey Health Department reports that 42,417 Cape May County residents have received at least one vaccine dose, and 31,404 have been fully vaccinated. Cape May County has consistently led the state in per capita administration of the COVID vaccine. And a new study of among those 65 and older found that Cape May County has the second highest percentage of vaccinated seniors. Only 5 counties in New Jersey were above 50%, and those included Burlington, Warren, Bergen, Morris, and Cape May counties. The Cape May County came in at 56.9%, and all this data was collected as of April 5th. Those 65 and up account for roughly 15% of the cases, but make up about 80% of the deaths, highlighting the importance of the vaccination efforts among this demographic. As far as the numbers are concerned, COVID-19 cases since the beginning of the pandemic and up to today's date, we've had 8,140 in Cape May County, and 7,694 of those are now off quarantine. And we've had a total, as of today's date, of 199 deaths in Cape May County. As far as emergency management is concerned,
Hold on, Scott.
yes, absolutely. Yes.
I was going to say, I did notice today on the chart, the daily chart, that we had no active cases reported in Upper today. And as of today, we only have 18 active cases. And I think it's really an occasion to note that I don't think we've had 18 active cases probably in a year, meaning there always have been much higher throughout this entire year. So I think that's a really great sign to see things are really starting to spin our way, and let's hope that we continue it. I mean, I know New Jersey's struggling, but for whatever reason, Cape May County, I think people are more cognizant of wearing masks and getting vaccinated. I was really pleased to see that we only have 18 active cases at this point. Everyone else is off quarantine. And I think that's really noteworthy because, like I said, I don't believe I've seen 18 since last April. And that's really good news. So
Yeah, you're correct, Mayor. The numbers are consistently dropping, and it is excellent news. Thank goodness we are not in that red zone as some of our fellow New Jerseyans are in the northern part of the state. We've been extremely lucky in that respect.
yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. But.
Oh, that's okay. We submitted recently our EMAA, or Emergency Management Assistance Funding Questionnaire. This questionnaire is a series of questions that the state and federal government provides us with on an annual basis in order for us to qualify for additional funding. That report was submitted, and we're just waiting for the review and an approval to move forward with the next phase of our emergency management assistance funding. That is all I have for you this evening.
Great, thank you. Barbara Young, do you have anything for us this evening?
Nothing to report this evening, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Daniel.
Nothing at this time.
All right. Paul.
Just wanted to report to committee that the Beasley Point Park project is moving along on schedule. They about a couple weeks ago they did break ground, cleared the parking lot, and they've started. Today was first day of installation of concrete curb, as well as they're putting in a lot of the stone under drainage for the project. So it is moving along pretty well. Hopefully, we're going to get into a dry spell and get rid of all this rainy weather to help the project along.
Great.
And then the only thing else I just wanted to mention, we are into for the Strathmore Beach, we are into nesting bird season. The DEP has marked off the natural area and some of the front part of our beach like they normally do. They have seen signs of the piping plover returning. So just would like to remind all of our residents that the dogs are no longer permitted on the beach, especially unleashed and in this, in the northern part, north of Williams Avenue.
Okay.
That's all I had, Mayor.
Thank you. Barbara Ludi.
Good evening, everyone. I have nothing to report this evening.
Committeeman Coggins.
Nothing this evening, Mayor.
All right. Committeewoman Hayes.
Just a couple quick things. Our spring sports season is continuing. No issues have been reported, which is good. Our Public Works Department, they continue to just keep our fields looking really stellar, and we're very appreciative of that. Recently, they were able to relocate the scoreboard on the baseball field 2 from center field. Apparently, it was creating an issue for the catchers. So as a former second baseman, I appreciate that. The other thing they rebuilt all the trash corrals at Amanda's Field. So that was a little bit of a concern because the trash had to be lifted over to be able to be emptied. So that's a little safer for them as well. I also had the pleasure of speaking with the Ocean City Upper Township Rotary Club. They reached out to me because they are interested in donating a bench to for the park at Golden Oak Lane in Beasley's Point. So we're excited about that. And I know Paul, I sent you the information so you could reach out to them, and he's going to guide them through so we make sure we get everything to spec, and then our Public Works Department will be able to install it.
I'll reach out to them this week.
Thanks, Paul. I also had a group of individuals. They're cyclists. They're just a private group. There's about 15 of them who they reached out to us to me for 2 reasons. First, they'd like to extend an invitation to anybody who would like to participate with their group. They stage at Caldwell Park. There's about 15 of them. They go cycling on Tuesdays at 5:30, Saturdays at 10 a.m., and Sundays at 10 a.m., all weather permitting. It is a fast-paced group. They typically go about 22 to 25 miles per hour, and they basically canvass the township. They also asked if we would just put out a notice to residents just to be cognizant of those times that they're out there, especially when you're backing out of your driveways. And then just to piggyback off of Scott's report a little bit, I just also wanted to throw out that the mega site in Atlantic City has tons of vaccines available. I've had a lot of success getting patients and family members in there in the last week. They have some same-day appointments. Most of them I've been able to schedule within a week. They have both the Pfizer vaccine and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So any resident who's interested in going to the mega site to be vaccinated, you can go to vaccination.atlanticare.org. You'll create your own account there and you'll be able to schedule an appointment for yourself. That's it.
Great. Let's see, Committeeman Corson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just to echo what Kim said, the mega site in Atlantic City, I think Thursday I made an appointment and I went there this morning and got the Johnson & Johnson shot. I was in and out in 35 minutes. So it was very
It's really well run.
Easy process. It was very regimented. The only thing I have to report on tonight is the road between Ocean City and Strathmere, where the last meeting I reported there was imminent danger. There is the county did an emergency repair. I believe they did about 140 foot of stone and baskets there. Gavin's baskets, what they call, Paul?
Yeah, gabions. Yep.
Gabion baskets, yes. So the immediate threat is taken away. It's going to be an ongoing thing that we need to probably keep an eye on and keep the county in the loop. And thank you, Paul, for getting the county on that as fast as you did.
Actually, the
You're
county
welcome.
engineer sent a letter to us today, Curtis, just to, and
Yes, I saw
basically said that, you know, they look at this as a temporary stabilization. They'll monitor it. And if any further work is needed throughout, you know, the time between now and when they permanently fix it, they'll make sure that they take care of it. They're using an outside vendor to do it. It's not being done by the county.
Yes, but I'm personally going to stay on top of keeping an eye on it, and I hope most of our township employees will, because it's they weren't aware of the problem until we made them aware of it, which is, I don't know what happened there. That's all I have at this time, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Barr.
Kudos to our public work director, Craig Reeves. They did a hell of a job at the end of Williams, the access to the beach, the ramp and everything has been redone, and also they've planted a lot of dune grass down in the area. They also, I believe, Craig, you told me that starting this week, they're going to start putting in the parking signs and getting ready to start painting some curbing to designate where the no parking zones are under our new ordinance down in Strathmere. And also, you're going to be seeing our new leaf truck out and about. Our new leaf truck, along with our grappling truck, the purchase of those two pieces of equipment have increased our efficiency of our recycling and the compost operation that we have throughout the township. So that truck alone is going to help us along with taking some of the bodies off of those details and using them somewhere else where we now have an automated system with the leaf collection. So for those of you that are putting some leaves out, Craig, you have some guidelines that you want to mention as far as mixing anything in with those leaves for the truck?
Well, as long as, thank you, Mr. Bart, as long as we don't mix it with sticks, it's pretty important that the leaves are just loose with not any other sticks and debris mixed in with it. The truck does a really good job. If it's small, it will pick it up. I'd like to relay a funny kind of story. We sucked up a pile of leaves the other day, and when the guy went to the landfill to dump the leaves, out popped the basketball. So the basketball went up the hose and made it through the system, but out popped the basketball. So I don't know what to do.
Yeah, if I can add, Craig, I believe that we've had some problems in the past with River Rock getting into the system, and unfortunately, the River Rock does a job on our the impeller system on the leaf machine. So if you can, make sure that you're putting clean leaves out there and that we don't have any other debris, especially basketballs.
Yeah, I
Other
would
than
have
that,
been really
Mayor, that's all I
concerned.
have.
I would have been concerned if he said it was a bowling ball, and now I got to
Yeah, you got that right.
that could have been a real problem.
It probably
Craig.
dropped the leaf, sir.
That's all I have, sir.
Okay, thank you. And I, kind of interjected a few things that I was going to talk about, so I'm good. So Barbara, if you would, let's start with the resolutions, please.
Okay, very good. Item number 1, honoring March 2021 as Women's History Month.
Motion to approve.
Committeewoman Hayes, you have to make a motion on this. Come
I
on.
was trying to give one of my male colleagues the opportunity.
We were all waiting for you.
There you go, Kim. Take a shot at it.
Motion to approve. There you go.
Second.
And I think we can second it by unanimous decree, the four of us.
I like it.
Okay.
Very good. All in favor. Item number 2,
I can't tell what phone it's coming from. I got so many of them between the mayor and everything else. All right. Amber alert. Sorry.
Oh, Amber. Okay. All right. Item number 2, designating the first Thursday in May a day of prayer in Upper Township.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
and Mayor Palumbo.
Yes, and Barbara, I would imagine we're going to probably schedule that as a virtual like we did last year, or no?
Very good, if that's your wish.
I think, at this point, I know we're getting close to hopefully getting, in fact, Dan and I had a conversation today about it, sometime maybe in June. I know we have a lot of, I'm not trying to digress, we have a lot of ordinances that we're introducing. And I know it's difficult when you have to notice whether it's going to be a virtual or a live meeting. I want to get through these ordinances when we get to them and make sure that they're on track. So, but I think for this day of prayer, let's arrange and call it virtual. And I think it was pretty successful last year, and we should be able to do it again this year.
Okay, very good. Okay, item number 3, congratulating employee Davita Wines of the Upper Township Clerk's Office for her winning entry in the Upper Township Safety Award Program for the second quarter of 2021.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Coggins,
Yes.
Whitson,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Right. 4, resolution supporting Senate number 3522, creating local part of the public employees retirement system.
Motion to.
Second.
And this Senate bill, I believe, and Barbara Ludi, you're probably more versed on this than I am, but I think what it does is it kind of separates it so that the state employees will be handled through the state and local employees will be handled through like local municipalities. It's not what they're trying to
Yes.
accomplish here. So,
Yes, that is correct, Mayor.
okay. I think it really does really affirm support. It makes sense. So would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Carried. All in favor? 5, accepting the written indoor air quality program and confirming the appointment of Paul E. Dietrich as Air Quality Control Officer in charge of compliance of the program pursuant to PIOSH Indoor Air Quality Compliance Program under NJAC 12:100-13.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Goggins,
Yes.
Person,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Motion is carried. 6, appointing Triad Advisory Services to provide administrative services with regard to the Upper Township Affordable Housing Program.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes. Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
7, appointing Brian P. Trelease Esquire as hearing officer for the Township of Upper.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Carried, all in favor. Item number 8, authorizing the engineer to prepare specifications and solicit bids for towing, storage, and lockout services.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
9, authorizing payments from the Affordable Housing Trust Fund of Upper Township.
Motion to authorize.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Carried. 10, authorizing change order number 1 for the reconstruction of Beasley's Point Park, contract resulting in an increase in the amount of $316,250.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
11, authorizing assignment of tax sales certificate number 090006.
Motion to authorize.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Carried. 12, appointing Water's Edge Environmental LLC as an environmental consultant for the improvements associated with the replacement of the Beasley's Point boat ramp.
Move
Move
the
the resolution.
resolution. Second.
Mr. Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Person,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Carried. 13, declaration of emergency pursuant to Township Ordinance Section 7-3.2 in order to provide temporary no parking restrictions during the construction of Beasley's Point Park.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Carried. All in favor? Item number 14, authorizing the purchase of certain items with funds from the 2020 Capital Improvement Bond Ordinance in the amount of $11,609.
Motion to authorize.
Second.
Second.
Yes.
Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo,
Yes.
carried. All in favor? Now under ordinances, number 15, we have the public hearing. Public hearing and final adoption of ordinance number 7, 2021, and ordinance amending revised general ordinance, chapter 24, solid waste and recyclables of the Code of Upper Township.
Before I open it up to the public, does anyone from the committee have any thoughts on the ordinance?
I'm okay, Mayor.
Okay. So at this time, we'll open it up to the public. Would anyone in the public like to address ordinance number 7, 2021? You can do so. Paul will monitor as to who's coming off mute. And if you'd like to address the Township Committee during this public hearing for this particular ordinance, now's the time to do so. Please state your name and your address and your comment associated with the ordinance.
Everybody's unmuted, Mayor.
Okay. Again, so that everyone understands, this is a public hearing. We're opening it up. If anyone would like to comment on this particular ordinance, 7, 2021, an ordinance amending revised chapter of our solid waste and recyclables. So it doesn't appear that there's any public comment. Dan, are you comfortable that we've given it enough time?
Yes, Paul's indicated that everyone's off mute. They could have indicated to us that they wanted to speak.
Okay, so let the record reflect there was no public comment. I'll close the public hearing portion and entertain a motion for final adoption.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 7, 2021.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Barbara, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo,
Yes.
carried with all in favor. Item number 16, introduction and first reading of ordinance number 10, 2021, an ordinance amending revised general ordinance, chapter 10 of the Code of Upper Township. And if you want to move forward here, we could have the public hearing on this on May 10th.
Okay. Does someone want to make a motion to introduce?
Motion to introduce ordinance number 10, 2021 to be heard on public comment of May 10th hearing.
Second.
All right, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr,
Yes.
Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo,
Yes.
carried. Favor. 17, introduction and first reading of ordinance number 11, 2021, an ordinance prohibiting the operation of any class of cannabis businesses within the Township of Upper's geographical boundaries and amending Chapter 20, Section 1.5 of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Upper. And again, we could have the public hearing on this on May 10th.
Is that going to be enough time for the planning board to draw an opinion?
Yes, they have 35 days to do so. They should respond within that period. So they should have enough time. I've already spoken to the planning board solicitor. My understanding, he may schedule a special meeting for that purpose. We can't really extend the period of time. It's statutory.
Okay. So, and that gives us, that May 10th brings us into that within 35 days, right?
I mean, it's just past that.
Okay.
We don't have to respond within 35 days. The planning board does. Assuming
Okay.
Barb sends them the ordinance tomorrow and asks them to do a consistency review, they would have 35 days to do it. That's why I think they may have a special Zoom meeting to do so. Publicly noticed, of course.
So I guess because, we are opening this up and it does have, some substantial potential people that want to comment. I was wondering if we'll have enough time to get what the planning board has suggested to move forward. I'd like to at least see that out on our webpage so that people can read what the planning board has said besides, going to the, the public hearing. I think that information should be available to the public as well.
This will go up on the planning board page this week. Once after the planning board will set the special meeting date this Thursday, and then after that, I'll be able to put this on the web page to with the date of the special meeting.
Okay. Okay. So we have a first and a second and the May 10th deadline. So Barb, would you call the roll?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the first or the second.
Oh, okay. Who would someone like to make the motion then again for the introduction?
Motion to introduce ordinance number 11, 2021 for a public comment and hearing on May 10th.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Very good, thank you. All right, Mr. Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Colombo.
Yes.
All right. Item number 18, introduction and first reading of ordinance number 12, 2021, an ordinance amending revised general ordinance, chapter 3 and chapter 4, police regulations, and chapter 4, general licensing of the Code of Upper Township.
If I may, before you introduce this, just to explain for the public, I know the township committee members are aware of this. This is a companion ordinance to the ordinance that was just introduced. What it does is it updates our no smoking provisions in public facilities, parks, and beaches. That includes the consumption of cannabis, a prohibition of same.
And again, the same public hearing date of May 10th.
This is a police ordinance, does not have to go to the planning board.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance number 12-2021.
Second.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Colombo.
Yes.
Item number 19, under new business, we have Scott Miller request for a traffic calming study for Route 50 in the Tuckahoe Village section of Upper Township.
There seems to be a lot of problem there. Scott, is there any way we can reach out to the state police? Last year, they were pretty hot and heavy down there and did a lot of enforcement.
Yeah, that's definitely not an issue. They're usually very receptive to those kind of things, so I don't see that as an issue. I can do that.
And then Paul, we were also last year, we had a little crossing guard marker thing we were going to put there. We had some correspondence with the state and we approved that. What happened with that?
I mean, I think it just got left not put out there. I mean, I'll talk to Public Works and they can look at putting it out on the side of the road.
Was that
I mean,
something?
there is one. I mean, there is one out there. I mean, we can't put one out in the middle of the road, but there are signs about the pedestrian crossing location.
Well, we were trying to get this. Didn't we ask the state to put one in the middle of the road?
Yeah, I think the state was gonna put a lighted one out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then they sent us the bill for how much it was going to be, and then the committee said no, thank you. They did get back to us about that, and I forget what the cost. It was like $50,000. I forget what the cost was, but it was a very high cost.
okay.
I mean, if you want to have public works, we can put one along the sidewalk area, but we can't put it out in the roadway.
Okay.
Now, was that to address potentially having a lighted crossing? Like, in other words, like if you hit a button to have the, a stop sign or, stoplight change color so you can, walk.
No,
They
it was,
have, I've been in a lot of towns where you hit a button, pedestrian has it right away, and then there's blinking across the road so that, motorists are alerted to the fact that there's pedestrians walking across the road.
I think this was that was like a hawking light, like what Ocean City has on 9th Street. What I think the DOT was proposing was just the like a flashing pedestrian lighting, just telling people that they need to stop while pedestrians in the crosswalk. But it wasn't a full stop type of an intersection.
Is there anything that would prohibit us from putting up slow down signs or something with some blinking lights on them?
We can't do that within the DOT right of way.
Any say on the speed limit because it's a state's jurisdiction, but like is there anything that prohibits us from putting slow down, children at play or children, whatever?
Technically, we can't put anything in the state's right of way.
Can we ask the state to study this or take a look at it?
We did last year, and that's when they came back with the report for that expensive flashing signs. I was trying to do a search to find it, but I'm sure we can get it, we can research it and get it out for you.
There's no the prohibition from you asking again and sending the request that we received the end of last month up to the state again. You might get the same answer, you may not, but there's no prohibition against asking the same question again.
Yeah. I think we should ask them again. We should probably copy our state
Then I think
legislators.
we should make it official in a form of a motion.
Let me ask you, doesn't it designate a crosswalk in there? Isn't there pavers or something like that going across 50?
Yeah, there's a crosswalk, and there's signs at the crosswalk denoting that it's a crosswalk, a pedestrian crosswalk.
Well, maybe we ought to draft a letter that somewhat points out the liability they created there by designating as a crosswalk and that it's not marked properly. Maybe that will get their attention.
I mean, I think we can send it back up to them again.
Well, let's, I'll make that in the form of a motion that we send it to them, but we also want to copy our state legislators, I think.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Goggins,
Yes.
Person,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Motion's carried. In favor.
All right, would someone like that make a motion to pay the bills?
I hereby move that all claims submitted for payment at this meeting be approved and then incorporated in the full minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Barr,
Yes.
Goggins,
Yes.
Mr. Person,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes. I didn't hear yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Motion's carried.
There are a number of reports from municipal departments, animal control, clerk's office, construction code, division of EMS, finance office, municipal court, tax collector, public works. These reports will be available upon request at the clerk's office, but I'll make a motion to accept these reports.
Second.
Mr. Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo,
Yes.
motion is carried.
Okay, so we have, we're moving along rather quickly this evening. We have reached the public comment portion of the meeting. And at this time, anyone from the public is certainly allowed to address the Township Committee. We would ask that you be recognized and then state your name, your address, and your reason for addressing the Township Committee. Paul will unmute everybody and we'll probably have a better idea. And as people come forward, we'll recognize you hopefully as best we can. So at this time, Paul, would you unmute everyone? And I'll ask if anyone would like to address the Township Committee. Now's the time to do so.
Everybody's been unmuted.
Who would like to go first? Again, if you'd like to address the Township Committee, now's the time to do so. Paul, you seeing anyone?
No, I'm not seeing anybody, and everybody's been unmuted. So,
And Dan, are you okay with the time factor of the public comment?
Yeah. I'm satisfied. There doesn't appear to be any electronic glitches, and they've been unmuted according to Paul. So good.
Okay. One last call. Okay. Hearing none. Let the record reflect
I
there
have
was no
one.
public comment this evening. And I'll close the public comment portion and entertain a motion to go into executive session. Now,
It
Mr.
sounds like-
Cox, please.
It sounds like we may have a request for public comment.
Is there a request for public comment?
Yes, sorry, I said,
Okay,
hi,
go ahead.
Sean Whalen, 5 Staples Court, Beasley's Point. Just a quick question. The motion that you passed earlier in the meeting tonight for the Beasley's Point boat ramp, was that possibly to dredge it? The motion wasn't specified in the agenda.
Paul?
there were two actions that we took regarding the boat ramp. The first was a change order to allow the construction or the reconstruction of the boat ramp, which will lower the boat ramp elevation at the end by about 1.5 feet, as well as just reconstructing it generally with a new concrete surface. The other item was to hire a consultant to do dredging in that area to allow to go beyond that end of the boat ramp and remove that material and make the necessary applications, permit requests to the NJDEP and the Army Corps of Engineers. The contractor has told us that with starting now, we'll be able to, while we have the boat ramp closed for the construction of the parking area and the other areas of the park, that we'll be able to construct the boat ramp during that same time period. So when we open up the park area, we'll be able to open up the boat ramp at a lowered elevation in, towards the end of June. And, and then we'd have to come back at a later time to fully dredge, when we construct it, it'll be about 5 to 10 feet beyond the boat ramp that'll be excavated out at the lower depth, but we'll have to apply for the permits and wait for the permits from the DEP and the Army Corps of Engineers on the dredging to go out further.
Okay, great. Thank you for specifying.
Sean?
Appreciate it.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. Let the record reflect that we had one public comment. And so there doesn't appear to be any further public comment. So I'll close the public comment portion of the meeting and ask Mr. Coggins to make a motion to put us into executive session.
I hereby move that a resolution be incorporated into the minutes authorizing the Township Committee to enter into an executive session for the following matters pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act. Matters are litigation, Ralph and Deanna Holt versus Upper Township Board of Adjustment. Contract negotiation with W. Michael Bailey Safety Communications, with Ansero IT Services, with CASA Payroll Services, with CASA Reporting Services, with Adams, Richmond, and Hagen Tax Map Maintenance Services, and personnel. I also include in my motion the estimated time and the circumstances under which the discussion in closed session can be disclosed to the public as follows. It is anticipated that the matters discussed in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Township Committee that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. With respect to employment and personnel matters, such discussions will be made public if and when formal action is taken or when the individuals involved consent that it can be made public. With respect to contract negotiations, such matters will be made public when negotiations have ceased and there is no longer a reason for confidentiality. With respect to litigation matters, such discussions will be made public when litigation is complete and the applicable appeal period has expired.
Second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Iverson,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes. And for those of you that are, first of all, thank you for attending this evening. For those of you that would like to stay on, the Township Committee is going into executive session and could potentially come back into open session and perform some sort of duty or just close the meeting. If you're welcome to stay, we're going to go to a different web link, and this one will remain open, and you're certainly welcome to stay on it. For those of you that are leaving, have a great week and a safe week. Thank you.
You all do the same.
Let me figure it out.
Slow down, okay? Slow down.
Just need the mayor back.
Here he is.
I think we got him, everyone. Yep.
Barb with us?
I'm on the phone.
Okay.
They're not working right.
I had some difficulties too just now, so. All right, so I'll make a motion that we come out of executive session and go into open session.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Barr,
Yes.
Mr. Cogan,
Yes.
Mr. Corson,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn this evening.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, meeting's adjourned. Have a spectacular evening, everyone. A great week. Barbara, I'll be in tomorrow, probably around noon to sign the papers.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
I'll see you then. Thank you.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. Good night, everyone.
Good night. All right.